110 episodes of Stardew Valley.
Okay, how many episodes do you estimate that you'll end up having?
I mean, I've gotten most of the shit done with Stardew Valley, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it's gotten to the point where I've started skipping days because it's like, look, there's no new cutscenes except for one of them because I haven't been lucky with the artifacts. That's probably been the thing that's kind of held me up most in this playthrough is I've not gotten lucky with the artifacts. Although I found an exploit.
I'm still eating dinner, if you're wondering why I'm doing mouth sounds.
Oh, that's fine. Oh yeah, again, Micro. Sorry, I ruined your big moment on the D&D game.
No, you didn't ruin it. I would much rather be one-shotted than be a gigantic like jokey anticlimax than actually having my character be killed off in a long, drawn-out battle where I can mourn it. This is more fun. I didn't get to know myself, so it's fine.
I'm like, Angus, you maybe should bring Micro back as like a ghost. He's like, I got unfinished business.
That would actually be pretty funny.
I never even started my business.
I registered the trademark, and that's all that I managed to do. I didn't start anything.
Sammy, seriously, fucking stay safe. I don't want to, like, take this shit lightly, but, like, fucking hell. Irma's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could fucking wage war on weather so we could kill Irma. Like a dragon of some kind.
Actually, I had a question. Can Superman fly into the middle of a hurricane and punch it out?
He can't punch a hurricane, but he can fly around and cancel out the wind.
Yeah, fly the opposite direction.
On the bright side, I did get myself.
That's why fucking what happened in Man of Steel was so fucking stupid. Because Superman could have literally fucking ran the opposite direction and canceled out that fucking stupid tornado. But no, really? Paul Kent's like, I gotta die to teach you some kind of fucking dumb lesson.
He wouldn't even have to do that. He would just like fly into it and grab him.
You know they're already rebooting the DC universe. They've canceled the Cyborg movie. The Batman movie's going to be a standalone. The Joker's going to be a standalone.
What about the Flash?
The rumor is the Flash movie is going to become a Flashpoint movie. So the Flash movie is going to be the reset.
It's only been like 2 years and you're already Flashpoint.
They fucked it. They literally fucked because they were like, "Ooh, we want to be fucking prideful, and we don't want to admit Marvel fucking beat us at the punch at doing the superhero universe shtick."
Yeah, but even more that they also went like, "Oh no, we won't do the like sort of light-hearted, sort of self-serious, jokey thing Marvel do. No, everything has to be dark and edgy." Fucking morons.
Well, I don't know.
I muted myself by accident. Also, hey Adam, they bumblefucked it severely.
Yes.
And plus now with the fucking, they also ran into like other controversies they didn't want to, like Gal Gadot being Israeli, put fucking Wonder Woman in the cross lines of fucking, not cross lines, crosshairs of BDS.
BDS?
Or is it BDS? What's boycott, de-invest?
Yeah, something like that. It's
and there's a third thing. I can never remember the third thing. But yeah, it's basically the movement that the Palestinians are doing now to basically be like, we want to like basically hurt the settlements in terms of like economics, so we want to boycott like anything grown in settlements, or like it's a big thing right now in the EU. Like Israel's fighting it. Like I forget, Micro, has it passed or not? Where the EU's like Israel has to label stuff that was made in settlements now.
I didn't even hear that. It hasn't been up. If that's a thing, it hasn't been up in the Danish media.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it because, like, Israel's going to fucking shit lately. So it's like, you know what? Probably should keep an eye on that.
Well, to be fair, we don't actually hear. We hear surprisingly little about what's going on in the EU. It's kind of weird. We only hear about it when someone is complaining about something that's being done. Usually, they're complaining about things that isn't actually being done.
The reason,
we don't actually hear things like that. We don't hear about.
Is because of BBC, kind of and that's because like a lot of the anti-Brexit people were bringing up that stuff because they were like, we want stronger ties with Israel. Like, Israel doesn't need to label stuff as coming from the settlements. It's just fine labeling it as come from Israel.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Israel is in the Eurovision.
Also, I'm wondering, real quickly, off topic, going to jump back to this, but do you think that the earthquake that hit Mexico was actually the earthquake, like Irma wasn't actually that strong that it was picking up like on seismographs, and it was actually like the pre-bit of this earthquake that hit Mexico?
No.
Because I'm starting to think that now. Then again, Irma, like, this is how terrifying, if nobody knows this, Irma literally is stronger than a storm should become in the Atlantic.
Yeah,
it is literally
guess why that's happening. I wonder why that could be.
We can't say. No. There's arguments on both sides.
Is there things that have been adding energy to the weather recently over the last, let's say, 100, 150 years?
And yeah, like Irma might not be Irma might not be the new normal because, you know, we have to see how the other, like, 2 fucking storms are shaping up.
It's unlikely.
We've already had 4 fucking hurricanes. I mean, to be fair, 2 of them are fucking tropical depressions right now, but they're going to become hurricanes. Like, the weather system is already like, they're going to get strong enough because they're far enough.
As long as they're over water,
Yeah, they're not going to hit any.
Irma's not going to become the new norm, but it is an indication.
But that shit's going to happen.
It's
going to happen.
Like that is going to happen more often. That's
like, instead of the big storms being like Katrina and Andrew and Sandy, it's going to be Irma. Those are going to be the big storms. The normal storms now are going to be the Andrews, the Sandys, and the Katrinas.
Yeah, and it's really just going to be a matter of where they hit. That's going to become a much more important factor than how strong they are.
Oh yeah, did you see fucking Sammy Rush Limbaugh was saying Irma was a liberal conspiracy, and he was telling his viewers they shouldn't evacuate, and then he evacuated?
Well, what he was saying is that that everything that the media overblows everything. It's not going to be as bad as they're saying it is. Blah blah blah. But you shouldn't take it serious.
Stupid liberal weatherman. Damn you, meteorologist.
If there's any state that should be confident in their ability to deal with hurricanes, it's Florida.
Yeah, they should be.
Their bread and butter. But at the same time, Irma's a monster.
I have to admit something. I can't take the name seriously because in Denmark there's a chain of.
Irma is a really dumb name for something super.
No,
serious.
Yeah, but it gets even dumber.
English.
It gets even dumber because in Denmark it's a chain of grocery stores.
I don't think anyone's had the name Irma in the United States for 40 fucking years.
No, literally no one. It's an old lady name.
Yeah, it's like Esther.
Well, no, there's still a fair few people.
Well, in America, Esther is a grandmother's name.
I still say that I kind of want to have twin girls. I want to have twin girls and call both of them Esther. And then when I have to call both of them, I can just shout polyester.
Aww. Boo. Boo on you.
That is one of the worst jokes I know. And I always laugh at it.
Oh yeah, like all this, I gotta talk to Jason about this because I thought of an idea for a podcast. I think it's brilliant. It's a podcast every week. Like you talk about like what that week could literally destroy the world. Because that's reality now.
Well, the problem with that is I would probably have to say you either have to do it bi-weekly or have it do it like every time there's something new. Because if you just do it every week, like for the last,
there's a lot of shit you could do, like like pulsar waves.
Well, but it has to be like current events. You can't just say like it's not like this week. It's more likely that a supernova is gonna go off. We can't know that. So you would end up having like the last 2 weeks. Oh, North Korea. Well, the battle with them.
Took a really good hit. Oh man, my fucking ears popped.
Holy shit! How far God were you sucking on that thing?
I got so high. In one of the Stardew Valley episodes, I started to cry. I was just like, why am I crying? I'm too high.
The weed was so good, you had to cry. You saw that video, I think, Skull shared, Matt, and Skype? That dude was crying because the weed was so good.
I had to blow my nose. That's why my ears popped. Oh yeah, for anybody wondering why this is called Hot Dog Dinner, the reason is because yesterday I was, I said it earlier, I was going to do a video each week, but I've just been so fucking tired. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to throw up another Napalm Classic on Thursday. So it's like, when your mom, when you were a kid, was really super tired, and it's like, we're having hot dogs for dinner. I'm just going to boil some hot dogs. That's fucking dinner. Mommy just needs to sit down with a glass of wine. It's been a long week.
Typically, moms would just bring home a fucking pizza or something.
Pizza for me was like the Friday thing.
Pizza for me right now is my Saturday food. I order the same pizza from the same place Saturday.
You know what, Micro? That's good though, because like if like something bad happens and you miss a week, they might be like, "Oh shit, something bad has happened." Because you see those news stories here in the States all the time of like this old person every week, but then they stopped ordering it for a week, so the Domino's people got worried.
Well, I'm like considering that I've like. Throughout the summer, I've missed several weeks, and no one left like a note asking if it was okay. I don't think that's gonna happen.
To be fair, like these old people have been ordering like it for like every week for like 20 years.
Yeah, nonstop. And
then it's like, oh shit, they're not ordering pizza. Oh yeah, I cleaned out my fucking Twitter following thing yesterday. So many dead pugs. So many fucking accounts I followed that were like, it's like, oh, like this account's not going to be updated anymore because Spanky the pug died. He's gone over the Rainbow Bridge. It was really depressing yesterday.
How many? Like you just go through your Facebook or your Twitter, it's like 10, 20 fucking dog accounts. It's like, nope, they're all
like
dead.
People around you starts wondering.
Give you a number. When I started clearing accounts, I was at 1,018 people following. I'm now at like 913. At least half of those accounts were pugs. So at least like 50 dead pugs on Twitter.
Well, that's what happens if it happens when you literally breed a dog breed to death.
Yeah, but like, look, pugs aren't bulldogs. At least the pug owners are like, hey, you know what? When you mix a pug with anything, it's adorable.
Yeah,
how long do pugs generally last? Like 8 years, 10 years?
They don't last as long as you would think, considering their size. They do have. It
depends on like if you're a good owner and you know, because like pugs require a lot more maintenance.
I mean, for fuck's sake, if I buy a goldfish and don't feed it, it's gonna die too.
Goldfish are just, you know, especially those big old wobbly-eyed ones. Like every time I see one of those big old wobbly goldfish, I just want to take it out. Yeah, I just want to take it out of the fishbowl and just smash it on the fucking table with my hand and be like, mercy kill. No. I'm the good guy here.
They're actually, a fun fact, they're actually bred calves.
Is it inhumane to get a bunch of those fighting fish and just put them in a big bowl? Is that bad? Can you do that?
Well, that's the saddest part of any Walmart. I will guarantee you this. If you're feeling too happy one day and you're like, I need to even myself out, I'm feeling too good, just visit like the little part of the Walmart where they keep the fish and just look at the fish for 5 minutes. It's so fucking. I'm not joking. If I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna go to Walmart and buy all of the Walmart fish and get a big fucking tank for them.
No, what you should do is use some of the other money to make like an aquarium. Just call it the Walmart fish aquarium. It's
Labs are probably the best dog in terms of genetics, though, right, Zen?
Yeah, like, as long as you remember not to overfeed them.
The big problem with labs is like the big problem with all medium to large size dogs is hip dysplasia. Their hips don't last too long.
And you have the issue that labs will just keep eating because they were originally bred as fishing dogs, so they would be on the fishing boats. So you have to be able to feed them a lot, so they would get a thick layer of fat to insulate.
Also, I like how a lot of people don't like they confuse Labrador retrievers with like Labrador mixes.
Labs,
which tend to be like, you know, a lot smaller because they tend to be bred with like things like golden retrievers and things like that. Like actual Labradors are fucking massive.
Yeah, they're actually quite big dogs.
Because they were bred as like fishing helpers and not like they were bred to go on like fishing boats and to drag in fucking nets and like sailors who fell off and shit.
Yep.
They're used to like hunt like they were hunting for dogs for like foxes.
They were basically the Saint Bernard of boats.
Yeah.
Except they actually did the shit that the Saint Bernard is credited for. Like Saint Bernard's did dick.
Yeah, they didn't go around with a bottle of a small barrel of alcohol looking for avalanche victims.
Yeah, that was a bullshit PR stunt.
And that will also be literally one of the worst things you could give a person in that situation, because that's gonna make them cool down faster. Because the alcohol opens up the blood vessels close to your skin, so you lose heat faster. You just feel warmer because you sense temperature on your skin and not inside your body. That's a biology. That's today's biology lesson.
Like when people dump water on themselves in like the summer, it's like, you know, that would be a lot better going inside, because the thing you have to worry about is your core temperature.
Well, if you dump water on yourself, it's basically the equivalent of sweating more.
Yeah, but like if you're already hot and at the point where it's like, I need to dump water on me, you're probably sweating like a pig. You're probably dumping the water on you more to get the sweat off of you because it's gross.
Well, yeah, and to feel cooler because you feel your temperature on your skin. Which makes sense because there's no point in feeling the temperature inside your body.
Also, I'm wondering if Lundy's coming in here today because I told him it's like, Lundy, it's time for our weekly Boku no Hero debate. It's Friday. Me and Lundy should just start a Boku no Hero podcast or something. Because seriously, anytime we're together, we just talk Boku no Hero. Like, seriously, everybody should check out Boku no Hero. It's one of the few anime where I'm like, if you don't like anime, check it out. It's that good. It transcends being anime into just it's just good. It's just a good thing. Loves it. Anyways, that was our Boku no Hero. I should contact the guy who writes Boku no Hero and be like, you should pay me like a little money. Like, I'm doing nothing but blowing. I'm doing nothing but blowing Boku no Hero. Like, I just love it so much.
That doesn't mean you're entitled to get money from the guy.
Am I? What if I bring in a lot of new people? What if a lot of people are like, hey, Matt, I did hate... Because, like, look, I am seriously working on Jason. I'm going to keep pestering fucking Jason until he gives Boku no Hero a shot.
No.
Because I'm like, no, Jason, you're a nerd. You like superheroes. Boku no Hero is legitimately the best superhero story I have seen in 20 fucking years.
You're not gonna make him watch it. I think if you really want to work on him and get him to watch a series, you need to try and. I think Rick and Morty is gonna be. You're gonna have an easier time with that.
See, the big problem with Jason is he does so much shit.
Yeah, he doesn't have time to watch.
See, it'd be easier if like Boku no Hero was like an 11-minute show, but no, it's like it's a 22-minute show, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah. He already has way too much.
Yeah, he's got Opinionville, Very Public Spanking, like 80 fucking podcast.
Yeah, and a full-time job and a family.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love I like again. It's just like Boku no Hero is just one of those things where it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's like, no, you have to watch it, even if you don't like sci-fi. You'll love this movie. It's so good.
Well, there isn't really it's set in a sci-fi. Guardians of the Galaxy isn't really sci-fi. It's more sci-fantasy.
It's the softest of sci-fi.
It's sci-fantasy.
I wouldn't say, it's going to become flat-out science fantasy soon, but right now I think it is. It's a little...
There's not one attempt to give any kind of scientific explanation or grounded in any scientific, real scientific idea. It's just there's cool technology. It might as well be magic.
I mean, there's a bit of that in 2. To be fair, I can't think of any moment of that in 1.
Well, wait. I just watched 2 again recently. I
mean, they kind of try to explain the celestial stuff.
That's more plot related, really. They don't actually give an explanation of why. Oh, there's this basically God person, or how he does, or okay, I will give you that. You have that. Oh, he's manipulating actual matter.
It's better than Thor.
But yeah,
Thor is just it's science, but it's magic also, kind of. Plus 2, here's the thing I would say with Guardians of the Galaxy, they don't, other than the Infinity Stone, they don't really introduce anything that you haven't seen elsewhere in the science. So you kind of don't need to explain the faster than light travel, because people are like, well, it's probably some kind of warp system.
It's not really a warp system. It's a jump. Well, it might be warp, but it's
a jump drive or something.
I will say I love the graphics that it shows for the jump, the hexagon thing. I think that looks really neat.
I really hope they do a lot more with the cosmic side. You know what? Speaking of that, the fucking director for X-Men Dark Phoenix came out and was like, I want to ground the story. I don't want it to get too galactic.
I'm never gonna be a bit hard.
Good human. And I'm like, who cares? Like, that's the fucking thing that is in common with all of the boring fucking X-Men movies. Just you ignore the fucking cool shit. Like, that's why it took us so fucking long to get Deadpool. Just give us what we want. We want to see the space shit.
Yeah. I have to admit, I have a very weird relationship with the 4 movies. Well, the 4 characters in general. Because I grew up getting the actual North mythology told to me as, like, bedtime stories.
Yeah.
And they're like...
You know what's funny? In the Marvel, like, in the comic universe, there's a universe where literally the only difference is Thor's a ginger.
Well, he was.
Everything else is the same. Like, they literally made that universe for the people who kept writing in letters where it's like, Thor was a ginger in the mythology.
Wait. That's the biggest complaint. I can think of a lot more complaints, such as the fact that Mjolnir, I'm not sure how to pronounce it in English, is like in the comics and in the movies, it has the longest handle ever. When in the actual mythology, it deliberately has a too short a handle because there is too little material. That's literally part of the story.
Yeah, that's why he swung it one-handed.
Yeah.
Because from what I remember, it was supposed to be a two-handed.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be a two-handed weapon, which is why that's basically to demonstrate that even, he's so amazing and strong that he can lift up a two-handed weapon with one hand. Also, there's there's a myth where
but yeah, like
you have Lundy get into the debate.
You have to also remember with Thor bit, like with Marvel Comics, like a lot of it also is Jack Kirby's love of ancient alien stuff.
Yeah,
like the Thor comics didn't get a lot of it, like not as much as say the New Gods or the Eternals. Well, technically the Eternals weren't Jack Kirby. That was just Marvel being petty. Like when so Jack Kirby wanted to do the New Gods at Marvel. So think about that. Marvel could have had Darkseid as a villain. But Marvel was like, nah, that's fucking stupid, Jack. Get the fuck out of here. And like Jack was already fucking tired, so he left. And he went to DC and he made the New Gods and it was a big hit. So Marvel was like, fuck Jack Kirby, we're gonna make the Eternals.
We're gonna make our own powerful godlike beings.
Yeah, and that's why that's why Thanos is so similar to Darkseid, because Marvel just basically made Thanos off like, fuck you, we can make Darkseid too, but ours is purple. Because blue is a dumb color.
Fuck blue. Purple.
Yeah. Also, howdy, Lundy.
Oh, no, he left.
Well, Lundy's gone. He's probably fiddling with his microphone.
That sounded wrong.
Okay, he's back.
Howdy, ho, everybody.
There we go.
Can we hear him?
Yes.
I can. Okay, we can hear him.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know about you, Matt.
Lundy,
I can hear him.
We should start a Boku no Hero podcast.
That would be a very limited podcast, I think, Matt.
You would probably still be able to gather an audience.
I mean, maybe, but we'd only be able to do like so much. Like, what would we do? Like, every episode, we do like a podcast on what we think about it or something, or what?
Make predictions, yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a 1 hour podcast. It can be like
predictions. Do the manga.
True. Well, I don't think we should do
illegals.
I think a good rule of thumb would probably be to stick with whatever episodes have been released, because like if it's an episode, then that's so good. I know the manga's good, but the episodes will eventually get there. Because the thing is, a lot of people don't read the manga. They wait for the episode. So we don't want to spoil shit for people who don't read the manga. Now, I don't mind spoiling shit
To be fair, the main reason okay, this is how good Boku no Hero is, in my opinion. It's so good. After I finished like the current episode, it was on. I think it was like episode 13 of like season 2. I was like, I need more of this, and I started reading the manga.
Yeah, I mean, it is that good, in my opinion and in Matt's opinion. But the thing that I'm thinking about is that if we do like a podcast for Boku no Hero or whatever, if people are going there and they're like, hey, we're going to be talking about the episode that just got released, and they're not looking for spoilers, then they're stupid and they don't know what they're doing. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with talking about episodes, but I really just don't think...
Plus, there's a nice back catalog.
I mean, there is, so we could probably... So
we have to go through all of season 1.
We could probably, honestly, just rapid fire shoot off a bunch of them and just and just have them separated by episode, and we could just have them released like week after week. We could probably do that.
Yeah. To be fair, this wasn't even my original podcast idea. I was like, we should do well, not necessarily you and me, but I was going to tell Jason about this because like he knows how to do podcasts and stuff. But like, there should be a podcast where people like every week, or well, Micro brought up maybe bi-weekly, they talk about like all of the things that have happened in the time period since the last podcast that could have like wiped out all existence on the world.
What?
And it could be called like Apocalypse Dudes.
Like,
okay, let me see if I can explain it better.
Yeah.
The concept is that you basically sit down and look in the past week or past 2 weeks and say, oh, if this had gone worse, all of humanity could have died. Oh, here's a good chance for everything going to complete shit. So like right now, North Korea.
North Korea seems to me to be an obvious example, though. Like you'd need, you need to get like super,
or the superstorms.
The North Korea, the superstars. I'm thinking like you could, if you were really creative, you could take like small things that happen and just like do a butterfly effect explanation as to how that would destroy the world. I don't know exactly how you would go about doing that, but it'd be like, I stubbed my toe, and if I would have leaned to the right instead of to the left, I would have smashed this ant. Now, this ant would have eventually gotten to the point where this ant would have survived any nuclear war that we would have done, and it would have eventually mutated into the hero of the world. Now, the problem is the ant is sympathetic to the humans, and so the remaining humans that are left... The remaining humans that are left need to be defended by this champion ant who's trying to defend them against all the other mutated ants who are trying to enslave the humans for having walked on the surface for so long and having squandered their resources. Like, that's something I think would be pretty interesting.
Also, also, the mutated ants have founded an island country known as Atlantis.
It is held up.
Micro, you had that bad joke earlier. I can have one.
No, it's even better. It's even better. It's even better than that because it's not even an island nation. It's just a bunch of ants that are like crowded together and holding on to creating land, floating, like they do when they need to cross rivers and shit, where they just group together. This is a bunch of ants.
This is an entire island of ants.
Just made up of ants. It's perfect because you can't land invade that because they just grab you and you'd be fucked. Like
all the land would just disappear beneath you.
Yeah.
But no, they even have like they could even have like architecture built out of ants. So they have like classic Greek like sort of Atlantis. Like columns and shit made out of
what you need to do.
The temple to the ant
alliance.
Yeah.
You would to take out Atlantis. You need to like make an alliance with like the fish and have like the fish eat like the ants on the bottom of the island and weaken its structural integrity.
How are you gonna make an alliance with fish? You kind of skipped an important step there.
Motherfucker, ants are making a kingdom.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Like, I think we can make alliances with fish in this universe.
The
if ants are sentient enough to make fucking countries.
The ants are mutated, the fish aren't.
The fish have been underwater, Matt. They've been untouched by the nuclear fallout for the most part.
They've been protected.
Yeah, fucking fucked up the oceans are. Like, come on. Like, the fish are gonna be mutated. They're gonna be some weird ass Cthulhu shit down there.
Well, then how will we befriend them?
Yeah.
If they're weird ass Cthulhu shit, they'd sooner like take over our minds or eat us or whatever.
Or make us go crazy.
Oh, humanity's fucked. You just gotta like, we had our time. We're fucked.
But that doesn't
get all up. To save us.
Like, when the ants and the Cthulhu fish take over, we're fucked.
You can't just give up, Matt. They're surviving humans. They've created settlements. They're trying to keep.
What are the fucking look? Yeah, fucking trilobites stayed around for a couple million years after like most of them died off. But guess what? Like, it didn't matter. Like, it was too little, too late.
You can't say it doesn't matter because there's still shit going on. Like, there's still lives being had. There are still mothers giving birth to daughters and sons. There are still husbands who are falling in love. There are still things happening in humanity regardless. Okay, so that's still matters.
We've never brought up the fucking the sentient cockroaches of Chicockroach Go.
I thought you were going to go the Shadowrun route and have them be like ghost insects, like spirit insects that take over Chicago.
Also, we haven't brought up the real fucking like threat. Fruit flies.
Fruit flies aren't really that big of a
fruit
threat.
Flies in terms of like the bug hierarchy of
fruit flies are not bugs. The flies.
Okay, fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Anyways, you gotta love Matt. You gotta love Matt. He's just like, I don't have anything to say to that. Fuck you, nerd.
Like, that's a fucking insult to me.
Exactly. That's not even an insult to you or I, Matt.
Yeah.
We're nerds.
But no, I'm a geek. Nerds are smart.
You're smart on some things. It's just very specialized.
Pop culture and politics. Them's my two things.
Politics.
Politics.
Politics. It sounds like a kind of
that could be your superhero shit. You could be Poplitico Man.
No, my superhero shit is the philanthropist.
I thought earlier you said that your quirk was. I thought you said your quirk was going to be.
That's my Pokemon hero. If I'm being a real life superhero, I'm going to be the philanthropist. I'm going to punch people and then throw money at them and tell them, like, hey, there's a job center down the street. Here's some money to get by for the next couple of weeks, but I want to see you at that job center, or you're going to get another punch in the face from the philanthropist. I am the knight, or something.
I love. Don't you love in the spin-off manga Illegals? What is that guy's name again? Knuckle Duster is his name. He's basically Batman, but like crazier. I love him. He is a treat.
Kind of Moon Knight-ish, but he's more thuggish, which I also appreciate because I'm like,
he just tries to punch people. Like, it's his first answer to every problem. Like, there's people who are arguing in the street, and he's like, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
I would really like to see like an Illegals like mini series or something.
I would too. If they animated Illegals, I'd be happy as hell.
I like also, like, you know why the guy created Illegals, right?
Yeah, because he wanted to create a character that he could draw in a bunch of Spider-Man positions.
Yes! I love that. That's like the best reason ever to make a comic. It's like, I really like drawing Spider-Man. Like, to be fair, Todd McFarlane used that and we got Spong, but the guy who does Boku no Hero is a better writer, so it kind of works in his case. Turns out was shit as a writer. Great artist, undisciplined hack writer. There's a great Geekvolution that they have on their channel, like a series called Year of Spawn, where they go through like 365 days, like different Spawn stuff, and it's a really interesting watch because like you get the full fucking story of just how just wasted fucking potential that was the Spawn concept, and Todd McFarlane being again like that's why I called him an he's not a disciplined writer. He doesn't know when to it's weird. He doesn't know when to give up an idea, and he also doesn't know when to keep an idea.
Yes.
Like he gives up on all the good ideas and keeps all the dumb ones.
I think no. In that case, that's not that he doesn't know when to give up an idea and know when to continue it. That's not knowing what a good idea is.
Yeah, that's him just saying, these are all the good ideas, and they're actually the bad ideas.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I'm like, I would like to see a new Spawn movie or Spawn series or something, because honestly, like, Spawn is one of those things where it's honestly probably better adapted. It's like Game of Thrones. Like, the Game of Thrones book, like, it's funny, like, I don't know if you guys have seen the criticisms of season 7, but a lot of people are like, it's because it's not based on the books now. And it's like, season 6, the one everybody fucking agrees is the best season, the worst book.
Do you think that there's like an alternate universe out there where Todd McFarlane like keeps all of his good ideas and does away with all the bad ideas? And there's like a trio of douchebags online currently talking about Todd McFarlane, and then one of them postulates that there's an alternate universe where Todd McFarlane thinks of all the bad ideas and keeps going with those and goes and gets rid of all the good ideas.
If I say no, does the other universe collapse?
If you say no, the other guy says yes. Actually, you can both say no, really, because then there'd be another universe where you did say.
Because there were like a lot of. There was a lot of interesting like ideas, like especially like but then again, like a lot of that stuff wasn't actually Todd McFarlane himself. It was Neil Gaiman or Alan Moore or like other guest writers, because a lot of the early Spawn stuff, because Todd McFarlane was overwhelmed by being one of the founding fathers of Image Comics. He was completely overwhelmed with the amount of work it took to found a comic publisher. Like, he had to get a bunch of guest artists, and they created a lot of this really, like, especially the Alan Moore stuff. Like, Alan Moore created a really interesting take on, like Christian doctrine, but it's not exactly Christian. It's, like the angels and demons, like, were, like, there's a reason why people still fucking remember Angela, even though she died at, like, issue 50.
I like any continuity that uses angels and demons and just says that they're two sides of the same coin.
You mean the thing that they actually were originally?
Well, I don't mean in the classical sense of like demons are basically just fallen angels who rebelled against God. I mean in the sense that like demons are all about, chaos, wreaking havoc, destabilization and the like, and they're like extreme in that, and they want to do that as much as possible. So it's easy to say that they're the bad people, but then the angels are basically all about law and order and justice and purity to an extreme extent that causes them to also be very problematic too, if you want to actually be if you actually want to
the sensible somewhere in between.
Yeah, the Saiga.
Yeah, Disguise is a good one.
The Saiga's a good example of that.
I know Matt's pronouncing
even if it does
Saiga,
lean on the humor, it actually does have a lot of. I know, I'm a mush mouth, but like, even though it is a very humorous game series, it actually does have a shocking amount of stuff to say about, like, you know what, law and chaos are like, extreme chaos and extreme law are both really shitty positions to hold.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that, and this heads us back into illegals for a moment there, Matt. There's this idea that I think this is something that needs to be explored more often, and I think the Death Note movie honestly goes into this a little bit. I know you don't like it, but this inherent hypocrisy in people. Where we both want justice as well as vengeance, and we often say that they're the same thing, even though we know that they're not.
I brought it up, like, that's my big problem with fucking Batman, where it's like, he's supposed to be a symbol of justice, but he's constantly like, I am vengeance. And it's like, no, he's not. Like, Batman's not justice. Like, it's bullshit associate that quality. It's why whenever people are like, oh man, I really like Punisher's my favorite hero, I'm like, why? Like, he's not really a hero. Like, he's a really sympathetic villain.
Yeah. He's basically an asshole, but he's an asshole when you can understand why he's an asshole.
Like, the best, like, the scene, like, I'm so glad fucking Daredevil, like, season 2, like, they might have bungled fuck the hand shit, but, like, the Punisher stuff, they nailed. And the best scene I can describe, like, Punisher not being a hero and not really caring about shit, like, not caring about, like anything but just killing people, is when he's in his house, when he escapes from jail, and he's burning it down, and he's looking on his kitchen table, and there's like the photo album and a gun, and he takes the gun.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good visual,
Frank,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Frank at that point, like, he acknowledges, like, his family's dead, like, that part of him is gone. And I really hope with the Punisher series, because there's a great, like, Punisher comic series called Punisher Born. I think it's Born Again, or I can't remember. It's basically Punisher. It's like a prequel story where Punisher's in Vietnam, and it's basically Punisher has always been Punisher. Like, the only thing that kept Punisher from being Punisher after the war was his family. That was the literally only human part of Punisher. Everything else was just dehumanized to fucking nothingness.
So then hypothetically, if his family were not killed by criminals, if his family were just died in an accident, then he would still become Punisher. He
probably still would have snapped. Yeah, he would have still snapped.
He'd have snapped differently, because like, if like they're killed by criminals, that gives him like an obvious target. But if they die naturally, would he have just like gone completely nuts and just killed everyone?
Just say this, like, if it was one of those situations where they just, like, they died in a car accident, or like, say, like his wife got cancer, and then like other horrible fates befell his kids that weren't like really like he could adequately blame on someone, he'd probably just be like that guy at Texas University who went to the top of a bell tower and started shooting people. Like, that would have been Punisher. He would have just been like, fuck it, I like killing. This is my true love.
There is no purpose to this world. I will simply kill everyone.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a good thing that his family was killed by criminals.
Because, spoiler alert for the Punisher comic I'm talking about, Punisher totally killed fucking civilians in Vietnam.
Thank God for criminals. I guess.
Yeah, like, thank fuck that the mob killed his family.
That's such a weird thing to say. It's a good thing the mob killed his family. What the fuck?
It is a fucked up thing to say, but it is 100% true, because in an alternate universe where, yeah, like, his family just died, and it like he was driving a car and it hit a tree and everybody but him died. You know, in that case, he might just kill himself.
Yeah, if he could blame himself, then he'd probably just kill himself.
Yeah, if he could blame himself, he'd kill himself. But if there was literally no one else to blame, Like, if there was no outlet for that fucking just urge, that just urge to snuff out life, it would just be aimless.
Hell, if his family were to have been caught in the crossfire of like a shootout between the mob and the cops, and like they died in that, what
or like his family dies in a house fire and the firefighters aren't able to save him.
He'd be like, "Fuck firefighters!"
Yeah, fuck public servants.
And rather than becoming the Punisher, he becomes the Firestarter or something.
Yeah,
he becomes like, "Don't tread on me, guys."
he just goes and lights fires on the fucking houses and waits for the firefighters to come and kills them. What the fuck?
Yeah, like
Frank Castle is insane.
He is. He really is. It always bugs me when people is like, Frank Castle is a hero. I'm like, at best, Frank Castle is an anti-villain. And even then, I'm like, you're probably fucking stretching it.
Did you see that animated film with him and Black Widow?
No.
I thought it was pretty good. Because the thing is, throughout the entire film, they make it very clear. Frank does not give shit about S.H.I.E.L.D., what they want, what their intentions are. He doesn't give a shit about the intentions of the people that he's supposed to be going after.
He's just like body count.
He's just like Black Widow like recruits him, and he's just like, "What do you want me to do?" And she's like, "Well, there's these guys who are planning on doing this like terrible biological experiment. And we're trying to find them and track them down and stop them." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna kill them all." And like that's his entire thing. He has no other motivations. He's just like, "You told me there's bad people. I'm gonna go kill bad people. I don't give a shit."
No, it's not even bad people. It's just like, oh, there's people I can kill without any.
Oh my god, Zen's got the greatest fucking tagline for Firestarter Punisher. Fucking, he is the fire that you fight fire with. I could totally see that on a comic cover.
Yeah.
And it's just like him with it's just like a picture of his back, and instead of a skull, it's just a big like flame as like his logo on the back of his trench coat, and he's just surrounded by fire.
Instead of guns, he's just carrying gasoline.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking carrying a gun, he's just got like, gasoline canister. And
he has Molotov cocktails like in a belt.
No, he's probably have a flamethrower. He probably has a flamethrower.
Well, he's basically Pyro from Team Forces too.
He'd either be Pyro or he'd basically be Firefly from fucking Batman. Speaking of, Matt, have you gone back and actually watched all of Gotham that's been released thus far?
I skipped over. I haven't finished.
All right, because I've only gotten through season 2. And I honestly, again, I like it. I know you don't, but I feel like it's another no game, no life situation where if you actually just watch it, you'll probably like it.
It's like season 1 was rough. Also, I will say, as soon as Barbara became less of a main character, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of enjoying this now.
I think season 1 was rough because they didn't know where they were going yet. It was very much a like
that character.
Like, you're supposed to
like, you know what? She's not Joffrey. Like the actress playing her, she's not Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like she's coming. She's got X-Pac heat.
That's a pretty low bar, Matt. I don't hate you as much as I hate Joffrey.
Joffrey was good at like being like just a completely hateable character, but also being at the same time like, oh, I understand like why this little fucking dipshit is like there was more to his character than just being like I'm a fucking petulant dick. Like Barbara was just like, I'm just gonna do just really bitchy things to do bitchy things. Also, junky sometimes.
Well, throughout the entire thing, she's a lot of it is just her being worried about what's going to happen to Gordon. Like
like a low rank Karen Page from like the Daredevil comics, like not Karen Page from the Netflix show because they took that character in a completely different way than she was in the comics. Like in the comics, she's more like Barbara from Gotham. She ends up selling out Daredevil's fucking secret identity for a hit of heroin during an orgy. That's how Kingpin finds out who Daredevil is.
Fucking what?
I'll give you one guess at who wrote that fucking storyline. And here's a hint.
That does sound like a Frank Miller thing to do. That does.
Here's another hint. Yes. To be fair, it's probably one of the better things he wrote, but like that's actually a fun story about Karen Page in the comics. Kevin Smith killed her off on his run in Daredevil because he was like, look, this poor lady has just been through everything. Like, I'm just gonna kill her to like end her suffering.
I feel like you could say the same thing about Barbara. So
that's why in Kevin
I don't think Barbara's gotten to the point of I'll sell out Gordon for a hit of heroin during an orgy.
Yeah. Also, she doesn't really have anything worth a hit of heroin.
I've always seen Barbara's character as just being.
I'm going to be completely honest. Like, bare minimum, Lundy. Like, if we're at like a supervillain auction, and like somebody is like Daredevil's secret identity, start and bid heroin. Do I hear any takers? I think all the villains would be like, that seems pretty low. Yeah. Like, at least some of us. Like, if I was a villain, I'd probably nudge you and be like, does anybody want to tell her, like, she could get, like, at least, like, 100 hits of heroin? Like,
I was about to say at least 2.
At least.
Yeah. She can barter. 2. She can haggle a little bit.
Yeah, like.
That's so fucking weird. Oh my god. It kind of reminds me of that one episode of Batman the Animated Series where Hugo Strange figured out Batman's identity and was going to sell it to the highest bidder.
And everybody's like, Bruce Wayne, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, and fucking Joker's like, you must think I'm crazy to believe that. That's fucking great.
Although I will say this, I can kind of get it because everybody is drawn in that Bruce Timm art style. So all the men are like either really fucking deformed or built like linebackers.
Except Joker.
Okay, there are some skinny dudes. Joker's a skinny dude. And then every woman has the exact same body type. Except for like the fat ones.
Yeah, I mean you can also see it in Superman.
You see the Joker and like the Batman and Harley thing where they drew like it was an animation mistake, but Harley Quinn had 2 asses for a split second.
Fucking
wait, what?
Yeah. It's like somebody shoved a fucking Tesseract up there or something. like a glitch in the Matrix.
Wait. I've been talking like 2 asses, like one is higher up than the other, or like besides each other.
Like it's like they're stacked on top of each other because they really fucked up. Like they really it was shit. Like not only was like story wise, like really this is like a lost episode that was like we really needed this. Like, I miss Batman the Animated Series, but, like, seriously, like, I don't want to remember it for this crap. Like, if I want to jerk off to Harley Quinn, guess what? A good chunk of Rule 34 is Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but does she have 2 asses? No, she doesn't. Yeah, I was about to say you could probably find
There, you know, after that shit happened, like, I bet you there are people specifically now drawing Harley Quinn porn where she has two asses.
Yeah.
Where she is taking it up both asses.
Yeah, she's probably got fucking Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Red Robin. Like she's got a dick.
Got the whole Bat family in her. What the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna draw her, like, I think the drawing her with two asses is the fucked up part. Like,
oh yeah, you know what's funny?
Like, once you over that part, like, putting it up, both of them.
That's an interesting point, actually, is like, what is the mentality of people who draw a lot of the weird, like, porn out there on like Gelboru and shit, where it's like some pregnant elf chick who's like lactating and fucking tied up by fucking tentacles. It's like, what was going through your mind when you were drawing that?
I used to know a guy who used to draw like really. Like he was like a commission guy. So I don't know if that counts because like he was just like, look, perverts, a lot of these perverts have like a lot of spendable income and they will pay literally anything I say.
It counts because you can choose not to take weird.
I would say it counts, but I would say that he probably has a different mentality than the people who do it.
Yeah.
Something that's
to be fair, this was back in the old days. This was like back before like even like DeviantArt got as big as it was. Like fucking he I think he told me like the highest he charged for a fucking commission once was like $500 because it was like this massive full color like orgy. I forget who, like it was like a bunch of just random like Sailor Moon Simpsons.
Someone has that hanging in their room right now.
It was basically like every female character from the cartoon at that point.
Someone has that in a plastic bag under the bed, and it's in a plastic bag.
So that's why.
What they use it for.
No. If you spend $500 on a commission for an orgy of every fucking female cartoon character that exists at the time, you're not hiding that. You are displaying that proudly in your room. That is
like I said, it was like a physical thing. That's why he charged so much, because it's like, like really it only was like $50 for all the supplies, but like fuck it, I could charge 10 times the amount. Ka-ching.
I need to have money to pay for therapy.
Yeah, I need to have money to actually do my fucking like actual comic shit I'm trying to fucking get going. Spoiler alert, never took off.
That's kind of sad that he had to go through drawing that and then he never reached the goal.
I think he just did porn full time. Like I fell out with that guy because he was a friend of like a sister's boyfriend, and then she stopped dating him, and then I stopped seeing that guy. I was like more friends with that guy than my sister's boyfriend. I was more happy to be like, Nate's coming.
Now's the time where we smash cut to what Nate is doing right now.
God damn it, I just got a call from a guy who was going to offer me a pretty decent job, but I need to have my goddamn driver's license, and that's still suspended for another 6 months.
Another thing Nate did, too, like, this was, like, probably the, like, other than porn, like, he did a lot of, like, covers, like, album covers for local bands and shit. Like, it didn't, like... He didn't usually get, like, a lot of money, but, like, with the right bands, like, he could get a lot of other perks.
There's a pretty big, like, entitlement thing when it comes to artists, I've found. Or really anybody who provides any sort of, like, non-standard service online in general. Like, I was on Twitter once and I saw a woman who specializes in helping people to build their streams on Twitch and the like. And apparently she got messaged by someone who's like, oh, I'm really good at games, but nobody comes and watches me. What do I do? And she's like, well, send me some clips of what you do, and then we can talk fees. And he's like, oh, I don't really have any money, but I can give you exposure. And I thought that was fucking funny. It's like, hey, nobody watches me.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to? So I can give you exposure if you help me. Like, what the fuck are you going to expose? Like, what are you talking about? You have no audience.
There is
you lost that. That's gone.
There's an entire Twitter profile called For Exposure. Literally, it specializes in like gathering all like.
I like Jim Sterling's. Like, I forgot. Like, it was a couple of weeks back. He did a video talking about exposure. How it's just like it's like the lowest common denominator currency on the internet. And it means nothing, really.
Not
it's
really.
It's literally pointless because, like, also like people can't.
Yeah, look at what happened. Look at poor fucking Nick's D&D fucking. Like, I've been busting my ass trying to get some of you fucks to go fucking watch it, but no.
Well, you got All Hail and Zen and Jemshin coming in,
and Monsieur
and Monsieur. They come in sometimes. Not always at the same time.
Disappointed in the rest of you. Not really. It's your life. You can watch whatever the fuck you want. But Nick on my channel hasn't helped him diddly fucking shit.
By the way, shout out to All Hail. He did a fantastic bit of fan art for us for that game. I thought it was pretty fucking funny. It's so for those who don't know because you don't watch, essentially one of the main plot points of this game is that there are creatures called cat girls and they have a biological need to be subservient, but there is another group of organized cat girls who are the Cat Girl Liberation Front, who are supposedly supposed to be trying to fight to free all the cat girls. But the thing is, that's all a lie, because the only reason they're doing that is because the leader of the Liberation Front is a cat girl who was told by her master that it'd be nice if all the cat girls were free. So she's just like, I must serve my master and free all the cat girls.
Also, Davis Arani's in there somewhere.
Yeah, so we decided to joke about it because after we fought a bunch of them, my character, Joktar, got the idea of taking control of all the cat girls so that they can fight this demon problem that we have where a bunch of demons start keep coming in trying to destroy fucking towns and shit. So it's like, let's get all the cat girls and just throw them at demons and destroy their treads on their tanks and shit, World War II style.
Fun fact, like the Soviets, when the Germans were invaded, they would tie like bombs the dogs and they teach the dogs to like go under a tank.
But there was one little tiny problem.
They couldn't tell the difference.
No, it's not even that. It's even dumber. The Soviets, like, they trained the dog. They actually got it to work, but they had trained the dogs on their own tanks because they didn't have access to German tanks. So when they released them, they would run to the Soviet tanks and blow them up.
Yeah. So something that we did just to like be kind of like silly about it, even though it's already silly as a premise in general, is we decided that all the pictures of the cat girls had to be like Nazi cat girls. Like they had to have like SS uniforms on or swastikas or whatever. So we decided that the Cat Girl Liberation Front are essentially Nazi cat girls. So when we were thinking about like, okay, we need to take over the Liberation Front. So we're thinking about who would be like the leading group of cat girls who like control all the other cat girls. And we're just thinking of all the different alt-writers on YouTube and trying to turn their names into like cat girl names. And fucking All Hail made this fucking just lineup of Nazi cat girls with like pictures. Also
Zen and All Hail really came through with the names.
Oh yeah. Cat Fernie for Matt Forney, I think was my favorite. He the All Hell made a picture of that one, and it's basically like it's the cat girl image, but like photoshopped on top of it.
Sargon of Kick Cod.
Just yeah, it was, it was Sargon of Cat Cod or something like that. And fucking the Matt Forney one had the head, but then also like the belly. Like we decide that one's gonna be the fat one. So I think Davis Arini is one of them as well. What the fuck did we say that his cat girl name was going to be? It was like oh,
you know what it should be? I thought of it. I know what his Davis Perini.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's perfect.
No. It's perfect.
Perfect. But yeah, All made a fantastic thing about that. I shared it with all the other guys.
This is the same game where we created. How long did we spend on those dumb wrestling names?
Like half a session at least, like 2 hours.
And half of them were literally just blank, the literal blank.
Yeah, we had Dwayne the literal Rock Johnson. Didn't we have Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of them as well?
That was probably one of the more creative ones.
Yeah, fucking the Iron Golem Sheik. Because again, some of you don't watch the game, but essentially my character Jotar is a part of the Wrestling Federation of Georgia, and it's headed by Vince McVaughn, who has all of these strange creatures as the wrestlers. And on the game map, it's just pictures of them, of the different wrestlers, the Iron Sheik, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, or whatever. Well, not The Rock, actually. He's The Rock, Dwayne the literal Rock Johnson, is a picture of a rock, which is ROC. That's how it's spelled. And a rock is a creature that's basically a giant flying pterodactyl thing, and it's just got a picture of the Rock's face on its head. Like it's fucking great. We killed him, by the way.
Yeah,
because he came to try and kill us, so he had to die.
Also, my new character is Captain America, but he's a weird clone.
Yeah,
and the second incarnation
he's
of
the third clone right now, I think.
Yeah, he's the third clone. Okay, so the first clone, he got killed. We're searching for my former character, Dobu, aka just the worst fucking thing ever. The worst. Like, it's gonna haunt me to my grave that I created Dobu.
Dobu Goldhand.
But anyways, I made the captain because I was like, I can't play an evil character right now. I'm like, I've done, like, I've killed children.
You have evil valor.
I've basically raped Lundy to create a baby army.
Go on.
Yeah, I was like, baby, I wanted to do baby fights. Again, Dobu was evil. Like,
you don't say.
Like, beyond cartoonishly evil. Like, the thing that finally made me go, like my final, like, act as Dobu, the character, I was like, I'm gonna drug the fucking preschoolers with meth so they'll get hooked to meth, so I get them young. Like, they'll have to come to me with their little, like, lunch money and shit.
Oh, so you did the thing that no actual, like, drug deal does.
Exactly. And then that, like, because that was, like, the thing where I was like, okay, nobody in the party is going to side with me at this point. Everybody's going to be like, Dobu's the villain. And we had Skull, who was a paladin. We ran away from Skull because Dobu fucking tripped him up when he was running from the demons. So, like, and when the paladin was gone because Dobu was doing community service, we fled town. And then Dobu started fucking selling drugs to children in Alamogordo, Georgia. The Sunday game is really fucking weird. If you have it, it's basically
I sort of
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So yeah, the captain, like, when he was searching for clues on Dobu, he busted in on this gnome, and the gnome used hold person on him, and just stabbed him in the neck and killed him.
Oh,
that was like 5 minutes into the game.
That's unfortunate.
So I was like, you know what, instead of, because I based him off of Captain America, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna pull like a comic book thing out my ass. Like, the captain's a clone. And like a new captain just comes bursting into the room and starts eating the dead clone. Because like weird clone mineral deficiency or something. He has to eat the old clone, and he starts eating him.
He has to eat he has to eat the old clone to gain his power.
I don't remember the bullshit reason. Anyways, it long story short, the second captain, Captain 2, started eating dicks. The captain went through a weird dick eating phase, and it was becoming a real distraction. So
as in giving people blowjobs, or as in actual eating them?
Actually eating the dicks.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
It came from, like, I recently rewatched Dorkly's Sonic for Hired series, and there's a bit in it, like, towards the middle where, like, during an episode, Tails has, like, this weird obsession with lions eating people's dicks.
Okay.
It's a lot funnier in context. But
yeah,
so in between sessions, like at the start of the next session, I had like a third captain come out of the bushes and just grab the second captain and just eat him behind the bushes. Like, hello, I am normal captain. I have been here always. How do you do, fellow adventurers?
Jesus Christ.
This captain is also a fascist because Secret Empire.
Oh.
He wants to genocide the cat girls. Set up an organized solution of some kind. An end problem solver. I can't think of. I need a
final solution.
I was trying to use like a lot of synonyms. The you know, I was trying to Richard Spencer it.
Nah, that will require you to drop a few dozen IQ points.
I mean, he is from Virginia, so, you know, like... Ugh. But yeah, fuck it, So yeah, I'm never gonna bring Dobu. You know what? For shits and giggles, just to terrify everybody, I might bring Dobu into the very public spanking game one day. Just be like, Elijah has a cold, so he called like an adventuring temp agency.
and that's how the rest of the party dies.
To be fair, Jason would probably, like, unlike Skull, Jason would probably just murder fucking Dobu right up.
Well, he would have to.
Well,
he's evil.
Well, Dobu, like, has his little ring of fucking non-detect alignment. But, like, the second Dobu does anything out of order, yeah. Jason would probably just be like, you know what, fuck it. When his back's turned, smite. Right in the head. Called shot, smite, head.
Hey, Matt.
And I would be like, you know what, Jason, I don't blame you. You did the right thing. You passed the paladin test.
you have rid the world of this great evil.
So, Matt, have you...
I will miss... Yes.
Have you heard of a new game system that's currently being beta tested called Open Legend?
No.
So, the point of it...
Is this some like weird .hack shit?
No. The point of it that I can understand, it's tabletop stuff. The point of it that I can understand is that it's to offer more freedom in terms of how to deal with situations. So, The system itself is kind of built for those who have powers, like special powers. That's kind of the main point. I think it feels a little like an offshoot of Champions, but it can be set in any time period. But the thing is, you basically just describe what you want to actually do. The DM determines what stat that's reliant on. If it's a good stat, then you roll that stat, and it's got exploding dice and shit in it. So it's not just like, well, I have a blade, so I just smack them with my blade. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. Whatever you want, so long as it uses one of your stats.
I want to burp up black holes.
All right, that would be a creation, I would say. So roll your creation.
And then some kind of survival, so you don't get sucked into it yourself.
I want to be able to gaze into people's eyes and force them to forget the ability, not the ability, but I want to be able to wipe the memory of what poop is from their mind.
Yes, right. you have told this one before.
Yes, that would be the best. Like, I would love to be in the Boku no Hero universe with that power, because I would be a hero, because just to be like, stop criminal, and be like, you'll never. Oh God, I just shit my pants. What just happened here?
Wait, what is this? What is this coming out of me?
He wouldn't be like that. He wouldn't be like, oh, I just shit my pants. He'd be like, what's coming out of me? What is this?
No, you also had another good power at some point during Republic's Bang Up, where you suggested having a raid that made people retarded.
Yeah, but they know they've been made retarded, so it's like evil. Like, that would be a villain power.
Yeah.
Like, not only are you going to be retarded from this day forward, there's going to be a little part of you in the back of your head that knows, and it's going to just be screaming.
All of that you can do in Open Legend.
I want to play this game so much. And I play like 8 simultaneous characters, because I'm going to come up with like a bajillion ideas.
Matt, you know what the best part is?
The clap and create bees.
The episode where you presented the like retardation idea was the fucking Titanic episode.
Now here's the other fun part about this, Matt. If you roll and you don't roll high enough for the GM to think that you actually succeeded, that doesn't mean you failed, because the game system encourages GMs to say, no, even if they don't roll high enough, let them succeed, but succeed with a bit of a twist. That's the idea. So, like, I'm going to burp up a black hole. All right, you didn't roll high enough. You do burp. You do create a black hole, but it gets caught in your throat and your head gets pulled into the black hole.
You know what? I would actually like having a black hole for a head.
You just burp up a neutron star. It's not heavy enough.
Yeah, that sounds like a great game to do, like something like a Boku no Hero JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style game, where it's like, come up with a bunch of crazy powers and just think of how you could strategically use them. Like, fucking, just a guy who has like a black hole for a head. He just headbutts you. It's a fucking black hole. That would be a great Boku no Hero, by the way. Like a guy with a black hole for a head.
Well, we already have somebody who can make black holes in Boku no Hero. 13.
Telekinesis, telekinesis, but it only affects teeth.
Kinesis.
So you just show up and you rip out like a bunch of it, like you show up to a bank robbery.
Well, it is the hardest material in the human body.
Well, your teeth are bones, though.
Well, it's bones inside them, but demology. No, what's that called? I I never remember what that word is called. The outside of your teeth. Enamel.
Oh yeah, the enamel.
Yeah, your enamel is specialized.
So would it affect would it be telekinesis that affects the enamel or telekinesis that affects the bone?
Well, it's not really like it's different. Like it's sort of bone, but it's different from bone. So I would say that it's more like the concept of teeth. Then the question becomes
okay, Luddy, here's a good power. Here's a power that might break this system. I want to sneeze. Every time I sneeze, somewhere randomly in the world, someone dies.
that would be. I think there is a death stat, like a death.
I have no control over it. It's just somewhere in the world, somebody just drops dead.
So what you would roll like a really like big die?
I'll be honest, like I would love to play this game because I would love to just be like, I want to come up with a power that just on its face it sounds really fucking stupid, but you could use it strategically and it will be awesome.
I mean, the sneeze power, how would you use that strategically?
Yeah, like, that one's not like. I also want to just come up with like. I would love to come up with like NPCs and just give them the most useless powers ever, because that's something I always love in like superhero things, where it's like, yeah, sometimes there's like power disparity.
I still.
You're born like fucking Cyclops. Sometimes you're born like Beak.
Every time there's someone who asks,
sometimes you're Jean Grey, sometimes you're Skin.
So Zen actually linked in the chat the Open Legend open source website. If you go to the core rules, you can go down and the general powers and abilities that you can do are supposed to be covered under Banes and Boons. But if you can basically come up with an idea as to what you want to do that matches anyone.
Oh my god, I just love the most useless power ever.
What?
You have the power to control any animal, but it's only dinosaurs.
And all the dinosaurs are extinct, so.
No.
Or no, you have the power to control any animal, but it's only for extinct animals.
Yeah, there you go.
It has to be extinct for you to
anytime. Okay, yeah.
Well, hold on though, because couldn't that just be called like animal necromancy?
No, you can't bring them back from the dead.
Oh,
that's something else.
It has to be alive.
Yeah, it has to be alive.
They have to be alive, but it only works if they're extinct. It's sort of like that's sort of like being like, I can be invisible if nobody is looking at me.
Wait.
You have to be able to clone them. Like it works on clones.
No, because at that point they're not extinct.
No, well, here's the caveat. It only works on sterile clones.
Okay, what if you had a time machine and traveled back? Would it work then?
I think that's a really good useless power in terms of like, yeah, that is legitimately, there's no fucking use for that. And if there was like, and if you can find a use for it, like you have to jump through a lot of hoops. You have to know somebody who can clone like a fucking dinosaur, or at the very least like a Tasmanian tiger or something.
Every time there's someone who asks like, oh, what superpower would you have, blah blah, my joke answer is also always to say instant Santa costume, where you have the power to at any point give yourself a Santa costume.
How about the power to turn any
here are the
bottles into glass bottles and vice versa?
Here are the categories of powers in Open Legend. Alteration, changing matter from one form to another, whatever that may be, however that may manifest.
Instant Santa costume?
There you go. Creation.
Well, okay, no, actually I think that would be
energy, which is specifically supposed to be about, like fire, ice, electricity, water, earth, acid, plasma, lasers, whatever. And so long as it's energy based.
What would this be? I want to be able to eat trees. That's it.
Wait. That's not a power.
I can gain nutrients.
You gain nutrients from eating trees. I would say entropy.
Yeah, like my teeth are like strong enough to chew through
that. You can already gain energy from eating trees. Is that all cellulose?
Not very efficiently.
No, but you can.
Yeah, but it's like 100% efficient for me.
Right.
So what you're saying is like you're the amazing termite boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's actually a really good name.
But if he can't eat them any faster than a normal human can.
yeah. It's only that he
breaking off pieces of bark.
He can digest it, but it's not that he's able to eat it fast. His teeth are all destroyed from having to eat fucking wood.
No, my teeth are adapted to my power.
So you can also have powers that are related to entropy, powers that are related to
things, I guess.
Kind of destruction, death, negative energy, pestilence, anything that destroys things in some way. Influence is another thing that you can have powers relating to.
Telepathy, mind control, shit like that.
Also, making people not be able to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
you can just be like, you are blind to my presence.
You're left not.
You're blind.
Here's
to
a power.
doors.
Here's a power. Your sinuses to an alternate universe.
What?
I would put that under creation.
So just somewhere in an alternate universe.
No. That would be movement. That would be movement because it's a transportation thing.
Like just in some random alleyway in some alternate reality, like a bunch of snot keeps falling in that alleyway, and there's some homeless guy who's like, where does this keep fucking coming from?
And then somehow the fucking guy finds a way to get into the place where the snot's coming out of, and he like tries to like poke his hand through, and then like it's flash forward to your character. He's got like a hand coming through his nose, like.
No, or even better. In the alternative universe, everything is smaller, so he just steps through like a giant portal and like lives inside like the snot of his nose.
Oh, fucking hell. Movement is another category of power. Locomotion, travel, speed, teleportation, portals, whatever.
I can understand any language spoken as long as it's spoken backwards.
That would be I don't know how the fuck do you pronounce this? Prescience?
Prescience?
Prescience, is that what it is?
Maybe. That sounds right.
I would have to see how it's spelled.
It's spelled pre-science, but is one word.
Oh, yeah. Then you pronounce it correctly.
Okay, so prescience is the attribute that governs knowledge gained from extraordinary sources. So, that would be what that power would fall under, I would say.
I would have the power to be able to read text really quickly, but the knowledge I gain from the text is not what it says in there. It's random.
So you would have the power to text very quickly, but what?
No. Like, I would be able to open like a Wikipedia page and read all of it really quickly, but I wouldn't gain the knowledge just on the page. I would gain it from some other random page or on a random subject. So half the time it's going to be completely useless.
It's like I need to know about zombies right now. I need to know things about zombies. There's a Wikipedia page on it. No, I can't read that one. I gotta read a page about beavers. That'll give me the knowledge I need about zombies.
You have perfect aim, but only when rolling a bowling ball.
Hey, you stole that from Mystery Men.
No, she threw bowling ball. That was different. And the bowling ball was technically her psychic father's skull. Like, it's weird.
You would be able to see the future, but only when you're on the toilet.
You always know where the closest bit of rice pudding is. I lost that one.
No, that's actually a pretty funny part.
Just like there's rice pudding 6 miles that way. Why are you here, Doug? Why did you get put on the Justice League? It's like he's dated Nancy. Ah, yeah, like accountant.
You always have the power to tell when the microwave is gonna turn off, when it's gonna ding. Just before it happens.
You're just talking to somebody in their living room, and then you're just like, microwave's done, and then like a second later,
you can turn white chicken eggs into brown chicken eggs, and vice versa.
Oh God.
It doesn't work for any other egg. Just chicken egg.
It doesn't do anything other than change their color.
Yep.
Yeah. And even then, it doesn't change the inside.
Wait,
now here's the thing.
Can you do it while it's still in the chicken?
No. You have to touch it.
You gotta here's
wait. That just if you put your hand up inside the chicken, could you then do it?
Here's kind of the fun thing for me is that you can come up with whatever powers you want that fall under whatever category you want, and you can put points from your attributes and your stats into that particular category to make it more successful. And the thing for me is that grows. So say you do have the power to change like the color of chicken eggs if you touch them. Like, let's say that's not that is the way in which you discovered how your power works, but that's not actually the entirety of your power. Remember Matt and Boku no Hero where Deku was like, yeah, I need to change my application form because I said on it that I don't have any powers, and All Might was like, oh yeah, it happens all the time. People discover that the powers they thought they had were not the powers that they actually have. It's actually more complicated than what they originally thought, so they have to change it. I figure it would work similar to that.
Oh, like, yeah, so you would start out with something that's really ridiculous and then find out that...
I was just thinking more like an NPC who's like, I'm the farmer. This is my power.
But that's good. That could just be like the first time, the first way in which their power is manifested. They just don't know that they have the ability to do more with that than what they have.
It turns out like they can like make crocodile eggs bigger, but it's like I've never seen a crocodile. I'm in Kansas.
They have complete power over the size and shape and color of eggs. You could say that, and so that they could have like a chicken lay an egg, and like they could pick up the egg and like I don't know, go on top of like a roof or something, and then right before they drop the egg, make it like the size of like I don't know, like fucking a house, like and just fucking drop it on someone.
Oh, that brings up like here's another great power. You can create like an infinite amount of like of material from your hands, but it's as fragile as an eggshell.
Would the fragileness be like a limit because you haven't mastered your power yet, or is it necessarily fragile?
I'd say necessarily to begin with because it is an unlimited amount.
But yeah, I actually playtested a few games of Open Legend. I was very bored.
Also, if you're smart with that power, you can fuck people up. Like, just like be like, because I didn't specify like the vector. I didn't specify touch or it's a ray or just a thought. Because like depending on how you do it, like you do that shit on somebody's eyes, you put a fucking egg thin layer on their eyes, they're out of a fucking fight.
Here's a useless power. The inside of your eyelids glows.
The inside of your eyelids what?
Glows.
Oh, oh no! You'd never be able to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You'd be like, ah, I can't close my eyes and go to sleep. It's like a light's always shining in my face.
Yep.
No, they probably just learned to go to sleep with their eyes open.
That which is a power. Suddenly you can.
You're completely visible. You're completely invisible in shadows, but only during the day. And it can't be rainy days. It has to be at least partially cloudy. There's got to be a little bit of sun.
You're able to conjure up water, but only when you're in a lake.
You're able to conjure up salt water, but only when you're in fresh water.
No, you're able to make sand, but only when you're in the desert.
They have examples, by the way, for different tests of like powers that you might want. Entropy. So a challenging test of entropy has a challenge rating of 15. So you got to roll at least a 15 to succeed.
Tree.
So
you can turn any tree into one other kind of tree.
Let's say Gizmo is attempting to bypass a lock on a mundane door using his pocket matter disintegration device. That he made via his entropy powers. He focuses the beam on the lock and rolls to remove it from existence. Let's say that he succeeds with a twist. The device works, but it overheats in the process due to the volatile nature of his mad science, and he can't use it again until he has time and equipment to make repairs. Failure, but the story progresses. The device overheats before it can get fully powered up and explodes in Gizmo's face, and he suffers the blinded bane, and the loud noise alerts the guards. That would be a regular test of like a power. You try to use it, it can succeed with a twist, or it can fail, but the story can still progress from there. Those are sort of the recommended options for GMs. And like I said, these powers can be whatever. You can be a person who's just really good at making death weapons. That's your entropy power.
My power is gonna be that I really, really, really want a pet shark.
That's your desire for a pet shark is stronger than anyone else's desire for anything ever.
Yes. and using it, I'm able to drive myself to do things. If you promise me a pet shark, I'll be able to attempt to overcome almost any limit.
Matt, the pet Resonator Zed came up with one: the power to kill and resurrect only Mineta. from fucking Boku no Hero. Fucking, you just keep killing him, resurrecting him, killing him, resurrect, kill. just endless. Just keep his body around for when you want to fucking just have a punching bag that you just keep resurrecting and killing. Oh god. I think Matt went away to do something. God damn it, Matt! This is your goddamn show.
Sorry, dinner was here.
The ability to touch cacti without getting poked. But only cacti. That's how you find useless power.
You can make any food taste like dirt. I just imagine that person, like, they end up getting hired by restaurants to sabotage other restaurants. It's like, this food critic's going to be here, like, at this restaurant next Thursday. Can you fuck up their shit?
You're able to catch fish in any amount from any amount of water. So, but the size of the fish follows the size of the water. So if you have a drop, it's a tiny little fish. And it's not a live one, it's a dead one because you caught
it. Oh god. Giving this game to Matt would be is such like a fucking open can of worms.
You can have the power of any fictional character as long as you hum their theme song.
No, even better. As long as the person you're fighting knows the character.
Hey, asshole! What? Do you know Goku from Dragon Ball Z? Yeah? Good!
Or you end up in a situation where you in order to fight someone, you keep having to like try and explain the character to them. No, you see, it's like he's from another planet, but he didn't know it. But then his brother arrives. Like you end up recounting the whole fucking story.
Wow. Just so you can know the character, so you can have the powers of the character.
Yeah, you become friends with them.
Yeah.
They're like, this sounds like a really interesting show.
Yeah.
That's. By the way, Matt, that reminds me of a scene from fucking High School DxD. I don't know if you've seen it, but essentially the whole premise is that this kid becomes a demon, and he has to work for other demons. But anyway, part of his job as being a demon is to go out and fulfill wishes by people who use satanic rituals to summon him to give them wishes so that he can collect their souls. And he starts off being incredibly incompetent. He can't use portals, so he has to ride a bike to people's houses when they try to summon them. He goes to the first place that he goes to this guy's house, and he opens the door and he's just like, "You're a demon?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, I'm a demon. I'm here to, grant your wish, do that stuff." And he's like, "I don't think you can. What powers do you have?" He's like, I don't really have any right now.
He's like, look, dude, I wanted to have sex with the trap, so
he's like, look, I don't really have any powers right now. If I had a choice, I would have a power. And it was basically like, if I had to understand it, if I understood it correctly, it was like copyright free Kamehameha, essentially, is what he said he wanted his power to be. And then the guy looked at him and he said, "You want that, do you?" He goes over to his fucking closet and opens a closet, and there's like this giant collection of like manga and DVDs of a particular show. And he's like, "Clearly you're a fan, but you probably only caught it on the second run. I caught it when it originally aired." And then they had like a debate on whether or not Goku replacement was a good character. And then apparently they just bullshitted about the show for like the entire night. And the guy comes back and his mistress is like, "Did you get his soul?" And he's like, "No, he's talked about anime for like 3 hours."
He's a really good dude.
Yeah, he's really nice. That's fucking perfect.
That show's actually not bad.
Okay, here's a power. You can sharpen any pencil just using your hand without a pencil sharpener.
Here's the power. I can crush your head if I put my fingers to my eye and make it look like I'm crushing your head in my vision.
Good old kids.
That's actually a really fucking useful power.
Yeah, it is. I'm crushing your head.
You have to at least be on the opposite side of the street.
Yeah.
There's a minimum distance.
It's both the minimum and maximum distance. You can only do it from exactly 30 feet away.
Also, nobody knows that you crush your heads, but you can see. That's one of my favorite bits.
You can blind someone else, but only while you close your eyes.
For anybody who hasn't ever seen Kids in the Hall, there's like the head crusher guy, but there's a great bit where there's two head crusher guys, and one of them is like, "I pinch your cheeks, I pinch your cheeks."
The other guy's like, "I'm crushing your head, I'm crushing your head, I'm pinching your cheeks." And they're having like a crush head pinch cheek off. It's fucking bizarre. Kids in the Hall is amazing.
You're able to pickle cucumbers really fast just by holding them. You can breathe underwater, but only while upside down. I'm literally just throwing out stupid ideas at this point.
I just love the moment. I'm just like, yeah, you can technically do any power in this so long as you can match it up with one of the different categories, and you guys are just like, all right, let's come up with the dumbest powers we can think of.
Yeah.
The most useless bullshit.
You can regenerate. So you can reconstruct. When you touch cigarette butts, you put them back in pristine condition.
The fun thing for me is like how people would figure out that they have these useless powers. That like that would be the more interesting story. Like, sure, the useless power is funny, but how did you know that? How did you figure out that you could change the color of chicken eggs by touching them and wishing it? Like, did you look at a white egg and go, man, I really wish it was brown while you were holding it? It turned brown. You were like, ah!
I can see it for me. Like, he wishes it, like you hear like his inside voice with a bit of echo, and then it changes, and he drops it, and you cut to the egg landing on the floor.
You can mimic voices perfectly, but they can only be voices that Dana Carvey has impersonated. So you can do President H.W. Bush.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus. You'd have to watch The Master of Disguise like over and over so that you can get all of his voices down.
The carpenter.
Wait a minute. Turtle. Ugh. Fuck. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
When the power goes out, you're always able to tell if it's a fuse that's blown in your house or if it's a general problem, without having to look it up.
You know the perfect comeback for any insult 5 minutes before it happens.
No, 5 minutes after it happens.
No, everybody has that. That's not a superpower.
Well, no, you don't come up with the perfect comeback afterwards. You come up with one come. What would be the point of coming up with it before it happens?
Exactly. It's useless. You're just like, your cunt smells like garbage. What does that mean?
You have the ability. You have the ability to write really fast, but your mind still stays the same speed.
You can write perfectly in any language, but only with a number 3 pencil.
Whenever you use a mechanical pencil, the lead never runs out.
You can set up the milk sour without sniffing it.
Whenever you roll a dice, you can determine what its outcome is within about a 20% margin of error.
Oh my god, I thought whenever you get punched, the person punches you, develops a random form of cancer within the next 6 months. Like, I just imagine you're at a bar and you get in a bar fight. It's like, you know what, you might be laughing now, but wait 6 months, asshole. Come back to me.
No, like, wait 5 years.
You might want to go to a doctor, you piece of shit.
Whenever you're sarcastic, people perfectly understand if it's sarcastic or not.
Even online.
Yeah.
you can satirize anything perfectly, but nobody will be able to tell it's satire.
You can satirize anything as long as it's something you agree with.
You can consume alcohol by only touching it to your lips. But only if you're in the same room as a skull.
Well, you always are. You have a skull inside your head.
Not your own skull. It has to be a fake skull.
You can clean up wine stains by touching them, but then your hand turns the color of the wine.
Like permanently or...
Yes, permanently. So, like, eventually, after cleaning up with so many stains, your hand's just like a bajillion colors.
No. It like does it overlap? So it.
It overlaps. So
it's just like this, like deep, like almost like deep, almost dark red color.
You can see you can see the past by smelling it.
I don't even know what that means.
So wait, so you can see what happens somewhere by smelling
like if you go to a murder scene and you see a dead body, you're like, I know who did this.
No. You know how the murder smelled at that point.
Yes.
You only see the past in smell.
You can smell the past by smelling any current object.
It's like the murderer loved axe.
Whenever you stick out your finger, a bird will perch on it. That would get annoying real quick.
Wait, any bird or like, do you end up like, there's an ostrich trying?
Yeah, it's any bird at all, anything that could possibly be classified as a bird. So
suddenly there's like a bald eagle just sitting on your finger.
Yeah,
like you have like big huge like wounds on your hand from the fucking talons.
There's one from the audience. You can make anyone orgasm, but then you can't orgasm for 6 months after using the power. Oh God, that would be terrible.
Anytime you hiccup, you create a cloud of bees around you. And it's cumulative. So the more you hiccup, the bigger the cloud gets. And you don't have control over the bees.
They're
just
5
random.
seconds
That's
a day.
why the bees are going extinct, because of the fucking hiccup bee asshole.
The bees aren't going extinct, by the way.
He keeps eating food too fucking fast. He keeps getting the hiccups, and he's like, "Oh God, why are the bees on me again?"
For five random seconds throughout the day, you have a 10-foot radius around you that instantly kills any insect.
Like a combined?
No, just for 5 straight seconds. Randomly. You don't have control over when it happens, but for 5 seconds a day, any insect around you dies.
Gravity. You can ignore gravity, but only when it comes to rolling up hills.
You can jump up as high as.
Actually, sound like Boku no Hero powers. Like,
you can jump up as high as you want, but you don't have the ability to land. Like if you choose to jump up 30 feet, you are now just going to fall.
Oh, I got one. It's like a variant of this. You can jump, but you never land.
So
whenever you jump, you're just floating however high you jumped. You can pull yourself back down. Also, you have no means of propulsion while in the air. You're just floating there.
Fuck. I think we've been doing this for like 40 minutes now.
Yeah.
Just coming up with like random.
Any cat you touch will not land on its feet for 5 minutes afterwards.
Any clothes you wear are immune to spaghetti stains.
If you put a cat in a box with radiation, like you can definitively tell if it's alive. But only specifically with cats and radiation. No other variation of that.
If you were to ever come across a real life trolley problem, if you push the lever, nobody would die.
I'm so specific.
You can save anyone in any situation, but you have to kill a fat person.
And they have to be at least like fucking like 300 pounds, like nothing. Like you can kill someone you thought was fat, but like they're only like 250, so you're like, fuck, I can't save you.
Yeah, like you have seen where someone has jumped fallen off a building, and you like run over and stab someone you think is fat enough, and you just see the guy just smash into the ground.
I like the idea, Zen. I'm going to go ahead and tweak it a bit. Every time you touch a human, you have a 1% chance of that person instantly dying.
You have the ability to tell how much space is left on a hard drive just by touching it.
You have the ability to tell the volume of any one container.
Extremely precisely.
They're really good at like state fairs. You can always pick like you're a perfect gambler, but only when it comes to like bets under $5. And you can never win more than $20 a day.
You're really fast, but only from the hours of 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning.
You can perfectly remember any song, but you can never remember it. So you perfectly remember the lyrics to any song, but you can never remember its name.
You can remember, like when you see an actor in a film, you can remember all the other films that actor has been in, but you can't never remember his or her name.
Oh God, that would be awful. Every car or vehicle you enter becomes a car bomb. Oh dear.
That's
You'd never be able to use locomotion. You have to walk everywhere in the world.
We can just take the bus. No, I can't.
I really can't.
Trust me, I really can't. But the guy would still have a driver's license somehow, and there would be like a running gag that no one understands how he got it without blowing something up.
When you burp, it sounds like a fart, but when you fart, it sounds like a burp.
You're immune to that thing where toothpaste makes orange juice taste bitter.
Your teeth are always completely clean, but it will always have gingivitis. You can make orange juice from apples.
can actually make life give you lemons.
But you can't make lemonade.
No, you can't make lemonade. You're able to telepathically order a pizza, but only pizzas you don't like.
Oh my god, I've been muted this entire time. I've had so many good ones. Like, whenever a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, you always hear it.
You can clap with one hand.
You can get blood from a stone. You always kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Whenever you throw a rock, 2 birds always die.
Oh, fuck. Every time you go to someone's funeral, they become a clone of Hitler.
Anytime you're having sex with someone, their face turns into Hitler's.
Why don't you ever look me in the face? Because I can't.
I'm really into talking.
No, they talk like Hitler too. So they're like, why don't you look me in the face?
No. He talks. They end up suddenly speaking German. So you have to learn German.
And they start freaking out because they don't know German. Oh yeah, you can speak other languages, but you don't know what you're saying.
You can talk to any animal, but language barriers still apply. So if you want to talk to an animal in France, you have to know French.
You're able to beat people without leaving visible marks on them, but only to people you're married to.
Oh Jesus, that's terrible. Oh God.
You're able to copy the appearance of anyone, but only if they're on the FBI's top 10.
You're able to charge phones just by holding on to them, but not your phone.
You always know where the left sock went.
You can summon your remote control to your hand no matter where you are.
You perfectly know the TV schedule, but for 10 years ago.
No, just for yesterday.
Zen came up with another one. If your left and right hands ever touch, you disappear for 1 year.
You have the ability. You have the ability that when you put on a shoe, you don't have to look if it's the left or the right shoe. It always fits.
You can play any instrument perfectly, but you're 100% deaf.
You have the ability to sexually gratify anyone, but you yourself is violently asexual.
Every time you smile,
yours reminds me of something. Every time you smile, you turn on an oven. Or what was Mary Tyler Moore's fucking theme?
Wait, what?
I don't know.
You turn on like the stovetop.
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
I never saw Mary Tyler.
That girl. That girl.
I never saw that. What the fuck? Whenever you look in a mirror, you see Hitler dancing on a Jew. Why? You have the ability to commit one perfect murder, but it has to be on yourself.
You can plan the perfect heist, but only for completely completely non-valuable shit. You can plan the perfect heist for like a paperclip.
Man, he's got a lot of plastic spoons. My vast treasure of plastic spoons is larger than anyone else's in the world. Walmart don't got shit on me.
You're able to steal any object as long as you already have one of them.
You can commit the perfect murder, but only if you know that person's favorite color.
What? Favorite color?
You're able to enchant one cereal box to never run out of cereal, but it has to be something you've never eaten before.
So you're taking a gamble.
I really hope this tastes good. I'm making.
Have some. No. You just have someone else taste it for you.
Yeah. You gave it to Joe. Joe likes everything. That's not a good test.
We need to find someone who's a cereal connoisseur.
Oh, fuck.
You're able to create any, like, duplicate any object, but it's gonna be mirrored. You pee gasoline. That could be useful if you're running out.
You can convince people to have sex with you, but only if they're twos.
Only if they're what?
Only if they're twos.
I'm not sure what that means.
On a scale from 1 to 10?
Oh. My first thought was that you meant that only if they're 2 years old.
No.
That's, yeah.
You can cure anyone of pedophilia, but they become a beastophile.
Suophile. You know, you don't have to get someone to feed your pets while you're on vacation. But it's only when you're on vacation. You can't go away for any other reason and not have some feed. You have to go on an actual, like, vacation.
You always know the answer to the question on Jeopardy, but you can never say it out loud. Always on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, that's torture.
Some of these, are just more cursive. Yeah, I really want to play a game where, like, it's just, like, we make a bunch of shitty, useless power characters, and we just make random groups of them, and just, like, do a random adventure with them.
Like Sims, you can run at the speed of, at light speed, but only while exposed to dangerous levels of radiation.
You can cure anyone of any disease, but only if you've been inflicted by it.
No, you get it. You absorb there.
You cured someone who has cancer, but you didn't know, so you're like, oh shit.
You can bring anyone back to life, but it's only people you've murdered. And you can never kill them again.
You can bring anyone back from the dead. But whatever killed them doesn't go away. So, if they had a brain tumor, they immediately get resurrected and die. You have to actually give them medical treatment when you resurrect them.
always get your preferred seat on public transport.
You always perfectly wipe your ass after every shit in one wipe.
Yeah, you never have to wash your hands. You never get shit on it. It's good. You can turn dog shit white.
You don't have to flush the toilet. You just walk away.
Wait, how does that work? Is it like automatically flushed? Or?
No, it like there's no flushing. It just
disappears. Like whatever you did in that toilet just disappears when you
leave the bathroom.
You can make a room smell like any other room just by thinking about it.
You have glow-in-the-dark semen.
Oh no! All the lights are out. What do we do? Give me a minute.
give me a porn mag and a minute. Wait, you can't see the porn mag.
Your spit cures diabetes, but only type 2.
And people have it doesn't cure it. It just treats the symptoms. You don't have to continuously ingest your spit for it to work.
Every time you fucking Nazi, Kellyanne Conway loses 10 pounds of bone marrow. What the fuck?
What the hell?
You can make people think Ann Coulter is sexually attractive.
Holy shit. What do you think about this picture?
People. This one is jokey, but it's also, I think we can have a debate about it. You can change anyone's sexual orientation.
All right. To what?
Anything. Like you can just mix and match. It's like, guess what, motherfucker? You like dick now.
So I can make someone who was only sexually attracted to one specific textbook.
Yeah, and you don't even have to make them attracted to any one person. You can be like, you want to fuck trees.
Dude. Or like, yeah, you're asexual now. No, that's your weakness. You can't do asexuals, and asexuals are immune from your power.
Oh yeah.
And you can only step up the levels of weirdness. You can't take down a notch.
You can cure someone of cancer by touching them, but every time you do, a hurricane wipes out of town.
That's the fucking trolley problem again.
Yeah.
You can fly in the air, but only when your eyes are closed.
You can fly, but only when no one's looking. So you have to be careful not to fly too high, because if someone spots you, you're dropping.
You are invisible for as long as you stand still.
You can hide under cardboard boxes.
You can run at subsonic. You can run at sonic speed, but only in high heel shoes.
And your body can't handle it either. So you try to do it, and your skin just rips off.
You can equalize the pressure in your ears very well.
You can rip,
but only when you're flying.
You can regenerate any wound, but only if it's self-inflicted.
The only part of your body you can grow back is your head.
You can see through walls, but you don't have the ability to turn it off. So every wall is just invisible to you.
You can turn your shit to gold, but only if you kiss it.
Your urine becomes nutritious halfway down the esophagus.
Birds always try to shit on you.
That's not even. It's like,
they go out of their way to.
That's not even like a good and a bad. That's just bad.
No, yeah. What if you're trying to collect like goose shit for manure purposes?
What are you talking about?
People, farmers hire you to just stand out in the middle of fields and so to get fertilizer.
Oh Jesus!
You can talk to cows, but cows aren't more intelligent than they really are.
You have the ability to have a conversation with exactly one monkey, but you don't know which one it is.
You can unlimitedly control any amount of amoebas.
That's just a matter of gathering up enough, so you have like a giant like blob creature. You can talk to any animal, but you can only talk to a member of each species once. Once you've talked to a species, you can never talk to it again.
You are the best at any one video game, so long as you're the only one playing it.
You know what kind of cake a cake is? Even like just by looking at it. So you're like, oh, that cake is yellow cake under chocolate icing.
You know all of the answers to every question in the universe, but you can't speak or write.
What You could turn metal into you can turn a paperclip into any kind of metal, but only paper clips.
Even bullshitium?
Yeah. Even Unreal Metal.
You have the ability to use anything as a chair.
It's like you unbend a paperclip and then you just make it become adamantium and stab someone with it.
You have the ability to alter television shows after they have aired.
Any size shoe will fit you.
You have the ability to go into any of your favorite television shows, but you're a ghost.
No one will judge you for buying any product.
Everyone in the world, everyone thinks you are the most beautiful person in the world. Including all the rapists, all the killers, all the terrible people.
You have the ability to determine your kid's eye color, but you have to decide it while you're having sex. That's really specific now that I think of it.
You have the ability to touch any pregnant woman's belly and tell the immediate future of their child.
And you must tell them.
you have to. You are compelled to tell them, like, oh shit, this one's gonna be a miscarriage. Oh shit, that came out loud. Fuck.
You have really, really good memory, but you always forget your keys.
All animals love you, but all humans hate you.
You have the ability to control plants, but the plants are also sexually attracted to you somehow.
You have the ability to befriend one bee. You have the ability to go back in time, but only to the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia.
You're able to identify any commercial object from 1955, but only that year. I hear a cat.
Yep. Cat came over asking for attention.
Oh shit, Matt's gone. That means we'll be going offline at some point.
Probably.
Well, we will because he set it up, so.
Oh, yeah. I don't know exactly what the time limit on that is.
5 minutes.
Well, I'm going to piss off my cat here by giving her more attention than she wanted. Girl. Start growling at me.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, Lundy's cat!
Mm-hmm.
I love this fucker.
She gets pissed off at me.
Okay, here's one. Cats really like you, but you have no control over when they try to get your attention. So you just always have cats following you around.
You can mimic the sound of any animal as long as it's bitten you.
As long as it, like, what do you mean by it's been in you?
Bitten.
Bitten you. Okay.
You know, your cat kind of sounds like a weird Indian.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, Lundy's cat. Anyways, we've been doing this.
Yeah, we've been doing this.
Been here forever.
Yeah.
Lundy's been here forever. We've been doing this for hours. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think we should.
I think it's about that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since the last hour and a half. Especially since the last hour and a half has literally just been us coming up with stupid powers. That's all it has been.
Yep.
Oh fuck!
I got one. This is a great one. Anytime you get like a fake email, if you reply to it, it becomes real.
That's actually really useful.
That's very useful.
All
right. It's about time for us to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Later, everybody.
Bye.
Holy shit.